What's up, guys? This is Rick from DFS On Demand, and this is your preview for the Quicken Loans National. All right, the Quicken Loans National being played at Congressional Country Club, but make note it was not played at Congressional last year, but it was played at Congressional the 3 previous seasons. So if you were using the tools on DFS On Demand, I have noted the years with a green background or green tabs. The years that it was actually played at Congressional. So use those if you're a course history type of guy. Anyway, 7,500 yards. It's a par 71, and Troy Merritt is your defending champion. This tends to be a weaker field. A lot of guys who are going to be taking off after the U.S. Open, especially now that we are in major season. So guys getting some rest this week. A generally weaker field and a smaller field. Only 120 players. The top 70 and ties are going to make the cut. So it appears that we're going to have more lineups with 5 or 6 guys through than usual. All right, first up is Brendan Steele, and he's a guy that I'm actually a pretty big fan of. We've talked about him before. He's $9,900, I believe. He's like the 10th most expensive golfer, but $2,000 cheaper than the most expensive guy, who is Ricky Fowler this week. And Steele has been really, really solid. He's made 5 straight cuts, including a T15 last week at the U.S. Open. And you can see 4 out of his last 5 tournaments, he's finished in the top 20. So Steele is really playing well right now. He's done well recently at Congressional. And again, I make that caveat. I don't want to say the last 3 years because it's the last 3 years that this was at Congressional. He finished in a tie for 5th, a tie for 16th, and then he made the cut and kind of floundered around, but at least he made the cut. Steele is a guy who can come out and shoot a really low score, especially on Thursday. You know, his scoring average gets worse every single day, but he is 3rd in first round scoring, so he's probably going to come out of the gates pretty quickly, which is what you'd expect him to do. And then also, like a guy like Charlie Hoffman, maybe he just has to hold on through the weekend. But Steele can put you in some really good spots, and he can shoot some really low scores. So I like him again this week. I think he's a little bit of a sneaky option in this price range. Chris Kirk checks in our number 2 spot here, and this is really curious. The price on Chris Kirk is $7,800, and honestly, I just think it's wrong. Chris Kirk is playing much better than what this price indicates. So let's talk about what's going on here. Kirk has absolutely struggled in big events. If you look down at the next line there, he has made the cut 5 times out of the last 9 tournaments, which means he's missed 4 cuts. Well, those cuts that he's missed have been the U.S. Open, the Memorial, the Masters, and the Players. Those are the deepest fields in golf, probably the most difficult courses that these guys have seen this year. So it's really no surprise that Kirk has struggled there. In all the other events where there are softer fields, where there are easier courses, he's been outstanding, no worse than a tie for 23rd. So when we go to something like the Quicken Loans, where, you know, this field is going to be very soft, and this course is going to be gettable. It's not U.S. Open. It's not Memorial. You know, like, this is a place where Chris Kirk can actually do really well. Now, he hasn't in the past, but his form this year has been, you know, probably the best form we've seen out of Chris Kirk in a while. But really, it's just the price that has me staggered here. I mean, he's in the range with guys like Joe Curran, Adam Hadwin. You know, Robert Garrigus is more expensive. I mean, that's pretty disrespectful to Chris Kirk, who's having a really nice season. I don't want to overplay the fact that he missed the cut last week, but that could be a really nice factor for him. There are going to be guys who played the U.S. Open last week who are exhausted physically, exhausted mentally. There were rain delays. It was the toughest course they're going to play all season long. Like, that was a grind last week. Chris Kirk got the hell out of there, got to Congressional, and is, you know, well rested and ready to play this week. So all those factors have me pretty interested in Chris Kirk. Okay, and then finally we're going to check in with a sleeper here, and it's Jon Rahm, $7,300, so right kind of in that Chris Kirk price range, just a little bit cheaper. making his pro debut this week. So Rahm has played 5 PGA Tour events. He missed the cut in his first, and he's made the last 4. He is the #1 ranked amateur in the world, although that status is going to go away because this is the first week that he's going to be able to make money on the tour. You can see he's had some fairly good success. I mean, really good success for a guy in his first 5 PGA Tour events. He has 2 top 10s, 3 top 25s, including the U.S. Open last week. He's a guy who can put it all together. He has real skill. He's hungry. I've watched all the interviews on him this week. I don't think he could be more excited or anxious or ready to go this week. So, good luck to Jon Rahm trying to cash a paycheck, and I think that we can ride him on DraftKings as well. All right, that's it for me. If you like these videos, do me a favor and press that thumbs up button below, and I'll keep making them. See ya.